Happy Monday. More significantly, happy last Monday of 21. We're in the book of Joshua. We've been here for a while. Last week, the Jews crossed the Jordan River and finally made it into the Promised Land. It only took 40 years. It was a big faith challenge for them to step into the Jordan and make it across, but they finally took it and God delivered them. We then jumped ahead a little bit in the text, said that after they get across the Jordan, Joshua leads them, the men are circumcised, all the people celebrate Passover, and then the manna from heaven stops flowing down. Then we noted that there was immediately a new challenge in front of the people, and this was the city of Jericho. And we picked up on Joshua, who was out at night, wandering around, walking around, when he runs into a soldier who has his sword drawn. Joshua is obviously up, wandering around because he's trying to figure out what in the world he is going to do to try and have this people, these former slaves who have no military training, no leadership development necessarily in place, how he is going to use them to conquer the city of Jericho. So at this point, I want to read out of the book of Joshua, the 5th chapter, beginning with verse 13. Now, when Joshua was near Jericho, he looked up and saw a man standing in front of him with a drawn sword in his hand. Joshua went up to him and asked, "Are you for us or are you for our enemies?" "Neither," he replied, "but as commander of the army of the Lord, I have now come." Then Joshua fell face down to the ground in reverence, and he asked him, "What message does my Lord have for his servant?" The commander of the Lord's army replied, "Take off your sandals, for the place that you are standing is holy." And Joshua did so. So I hinted last time that this was Jesus, indeed. Jesus makes several cameo appearances throughout the Old Testament. Remember, Jesus was not born on Christmas morning, right? He was born on Christmas morning. His life does not begin with his birth. He predates his conception. That's the whole reason for the whole virgin conception and all of that. So Jesus is the one who appears to Abraham before he and Sarah conceived. Jesus is the one who stands in the furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Jesus is the one who wrestles with Jacob, right? We have these theophanies, these appearances of God, more specifically, I guess we would say Christophanies, the appearances of the Son of God in the Old Testament. And here he appears as the commander of the army of hosts, or the army of the Lord. And we get several clues that this is Jesus. First of all, Joshua worships him, and angels get very mad when you try and worship them. They do not want to be worshiped. That's not their place, and they quickly correct that. Secondly, Joshua is instructed by this angel to take off his sandals, which goes right back to what Moses had been instructed to do when he had had that theophany of the burning bush, God appearing to him in the form of the burning bush. And this is a confusing thing to some of us because we take off our shoes when we're getting casual, but taking off your shoes in that culture was a little bit more like taking off your hat when you go indoors. It was a sign of respect and reverence. And so this is clearly Jesus. And this is a wake-up moment. This is an important moment because it certainly signals to Joshua that everything is fine. For starters, he is not ultimately in charge, right? God is in charge. Jesus is in charge. So that is a good lesson as we head into 2022. To remember, right? We're not ultimately in charge. God is. And so we can, Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go, even as you cross into a new year. Have a great day.